Hey everybody, welcome back to Berry Cubing 101. My name is Joe. I'm your host, the Berry Cuber. Today's video, we're going to do a bit of a tutorial slash walkthrough on the 3x3x5 super X-shaped cube. Now, before we get started, I just want to talk about two or three little topics. I'm going to keep it real short. One, I just want to say I'm truly grateful for everybody who's subscribed. I'm coming up on my 700th subscriber, and I gotta tell you, my mind's a little blown, because I never really expected it. I don't ask for subscribers, I don't solicit for them. I really prefer that people subscribe because they value the information and enjoy the content. So I just want to say a special thank you to everybody for that. And secondly, everybody wants the equivalent of a black belt in something. They want to be really good at something. That's understandable. Some people are really into sports and they want to be professional athletes. That's great. And then other people strive to get a legitimate black belt and say like jujitsu or something. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot goes into it that is behind the scenes that you don't see. A lot of pain and suffering. And I'm not claiming, and I've never claimed that I have a black belt in cubing. Far from it, actually. Because I'll tell you, I don't know if anybody really does. When it comes to having to solve hundreds of different kinds of cubes and so many different styles and techniques and things that you have to know. There's plenty of cubes I've told you before that I don't know how to solve. Quite a few actually. I have some in my collection. I'll share those with you at in another video. But to be fair, I haven't seen anybody solve those cubes either on YouTube or anywhere else. They're kind of like shelf decorators, being like, man, I have no idea how this thing is solved. And you can only do so much with some of the techniques, until you have to come up with a whole new strategy and a whole new different kind of plan to tackling some of these cubes. But with this cube, we're going to do kind of a walkthrough because I've already given you all the tools that you need to have to be able to solve this cube. We've covered the X cube, the X2, and all the cubes that we did in season 5 all directly relate to this cube right here. So at some point, the instructor has to let the student, fly on his own. You're gonna have to, do some of these, solo, and you're gonna be much better off for it. I'll be here to hold your hand through it, but these are techniques that you should already know if you've been following along. And if you haven't been following along, and you're saying, well, you skipped over all the tutorial stuff. Well, I haven't skipped over the tutorials. You just didn't catch the videos. And so just to be clear, Berry Cubing 101 is more of a school-like environment, where, you've got to watch and participate to be able to understand the material. Learning does take time, and it's a slow, sometimes painful process. Okay, so if you got the cube, let's get to the scramble. Okay, so let's get started. This cube looks just like the X cube. It's just a hair bigger. All the tiles are descript. Okay, so for instance, even though it's hidden underneath this extremity, it's still blue right there, and the entire perimeter is blue on this side, yellow on this side, green on this side, and white on this side. Okay, so 2 circles, one on the red, one on the orange. Let's go ahead and start scrambling. Right off the bat, you can do whatever you want. You want to start shape-shifting it? Go ahead and shape-shift it. You want to keep it in its X form? Then do that, and then get into the shape-shifting, whatever floats your boat. And don't forget to turn all the extremities, you know, keep everything very random, just as you would in any other cube. And now it quickly looks like that there would be more than the two circles that we talked about. Remember, we said it was only on the orange and we said it was on the red. Well, it looks like it would be on every surface, but that's just an illusion, just because you're bringing one of these edge pieces over, and you're utilizing the capability or the turnability of the cube, and it gives it the illusion that there's multiple circles, or you know, more than two sides of it. Okay, so I'm going to keep scrambling it for just a little while, and then we'll get into step number 1. Okay, so this is step number 1. In step 1, we're going to want to work on either the orange color or the red color. Those two are not extruded, but the green is, the yellow is, the blue is, and the white is. So that's your first clue. So just let's work on a non-extruded piece. We'll start with orange. Okay, so orange on top. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to framework out the first layer. Okay, so let's find an orange green. Okay, so there's an orange green. So that goes here and then up. Okay, so orange to orange, green to green. Let's find another orange. And you know, you may have to turn these a bit so you can get a better look at what you're dealing with here, because that's part of the challenge here, is actually finding the piece, because everything seems to be covered up. Well, here's an orange white. Okay, so it's right up on top with the orange, but it's on the yellow side, so let's get that over to the white side. So we'll put it to the white and back up. So now we have the orange green and orange white complete. Let's see if we can find any other oranges. There's two more edge pieces. Let's see. You know, you gotta be a little systematic about it too. Like right now I'm just looking on the bottom. So here I found an orange blue. Move this over to the blue side and pop that up. So we got the orange blue in. Hopefully we didn't move anything else out of the way. We did not. So we're looking for an orange yellow piece now. Okay. So let's look on the bottom. No, I think that's red in there. Yeah, I believe that's a red in there. That's not it. That's not it. And that one's not it. So let's move to the center. That's not it. This might be it. I don't know. It's hard to see. Let me move this out of the way. Oh, that didn't help. Nope. There it is, the orange yellow. Okay, so let's bring that down and put the yellow side up, put that in and down. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, we're done frameworking out the edges. So orange to orange, yellow, yellow, orange to orange. Let's move this out of the way. Green to green, orange to orange, white to white, and orange to orange, blue to blue. So let's go ahead and get these four corners in, and basically you're going to be doing it the same way, utilizing your 3x3 solving strategy. Yep, this is an orange and a white and blue, orange, white, and blue corner. So let's find out where it goes. Here's the orange, here's the white, here's the blue, so it belongs right there. So basic 3x3 solving strategy. Orange to orange, blue to blue, and white to white. Okay, let's find the other corners. A lot of times, the corner that you're looking for is actually up here. So like this, for example, this one's up here. Oh, is this actually in the correct spot too? Orange to orange, yellow to yellow, and green to green. Wow, that's in the correct spot. Okay, well, regardless, what I was going to say is a lot of times it's up here on the actual, kind of like the last place you look, you know. But this is actually placed correctly. So let's move on. Trying to find another orange. No, that's not it. This one is it right here. Okay. Orange, blue, and yellow. Orange, blue, yellow, so that belongs right there. Okay, get this unlocked, pop that in, bring it up. Okay, so orange to orange, blue to blue, and yellow to yellow. And last orange. That's not it. That's a red. No, that's not it. So it's got to be. Well, it's already in. Okay. So 3 oranges, 3 greens, 3 oranges, 3 yellows, 3 oranges, 3 blues, 3 oranges, and 3 whites. Okay, so first layer has already been frameworked out. Let's move on to step number 2. Okay, so this is going to be step number 2. In step number 2, we're going to keep the orange on the bottom. Okay, we just framed out the first layer. Now we're going to frame out the second layer. And again, it's going to be difficult to do because these pieces are blocking it. You have to move these out of the way to see what's going on. All right, so all right, so I see there's a green here. So green to green, and all right, so white to white. This piece is already was in place. I didn't plan it. It just happened to be there. Okay, so let's find something else. Well, here's a green yellow, so I'm gonna need this green yellow over here between this green and this yellow. So let's knock it out with the just knock it out of place with your edge placing parity or edge placing algorithm. UI R or LI U L U F UI FI. Okay, and it should be up here somewhere. Should be right back here. Okay, so it is. So yellow, green. So this piece right here needs to go here. So just go ahead and use your, or you can test fit it if you want. You know, so yellow to yellow, or I'm sorry, green to green and yellow to yellow. That's your test fit. So let's go ahead and place it there. Okay, and in green to green, and well, can't really see it right now, but it's yellow in there and yellow here. All right, so the these two are complete. Let's move over here. So we're looking for a blue yellow and a blue white. I'm 95% sure that's blue in there. So let's knock that one out. Where's the blue white at? Oh, of course it's right there. Okay. So this one needs to go over here. Oh no, this one's correct. It just needs to be flipped, and this was correct. It needs to be flipped. And Yeah, and you can't just bring it up and then move it out of the way like that, because then you're moving this corner out. So you're going to have to use your edge swapping or your edge placement algorithms. So if you want to do it to the right, we're just going to put any dummy piece right there. You're going to go U, R, UI, RI, UI, FI, U, and F, right? So you knocked this piece out. You put a dummy piece there. Let's replace this one. So this blue to blue and white to white. So let's go ahead and put that in. Okay, so that's good. And then we're going to have to put a dummy piece here. And if you want to go to the left, we'll just use this one. We're going to go UI, LI, U, L, U, F, UI, FI. Okay, and then the piece is right here. Okay, and we're just going to put this piece right there between the blue and the yellow. So same algorithm. Oh boy. And you gotta make sure that these things are lined up pretty good. Yeah. Alright, so. Okay. And the middle layers in step 2 should be complete. We have blue and blue to blue, yellow, yellow to yellow, green, green to green, and white and white to white. All right, let's move on to step number 3. Oh, too bad that wasn't step number 1, because it's got a cool number 1 right there. See it? Oh well. Step number 3. Okay, so this is step number 3. We're almost done frameworking out. Again, orange on the bottom and red facing up. And basically what we're looking to do is get all these red pieces facing up. Okay, so that one's up. They're all up. Okay, so let's just say, for example, all right, let's say it was something more like this, where this one's facing upwards, this one's not, and this one is. Okay, so we have this red and this red are facing up, but this red and this red are not facing up. So we need to get two of them to face upwards. So you're going to hold one to your if they're opposite of each other, there's nothing you really do about that. So we're just going to have to do the algorithm a couple times. But it's going to be the FUR-URF algorithm. So you have one that's correct or incorrect facing you. Obviously one that is correct to your right, and go FUR-UI-RI-FI. Okay, so let's turn this and see what happened. That's correct, that's correct, that's correct, and that's incorrect. Okay, so we'll put the one that's incorrect facing us, because we need this to flip. Obviously, these are... Oop, nope, wrong way. I'm sorry, I thought they were all correct. We have two of them that are correct, this one and this one, so we keep those to the left and to the back, and then the two that are incorrect, this one and this one, we keep them one facing you, one to the right, and we do the same algorithm, FUR-URF, or FUR-UI-RI-FI is what I meant. Okay, and so now this edge piece is red is facing up, this one's facing up, this one's facing up, and this one's facing up. Okay, so let's get them into their correct orientation. So let's see, red, white, white, red, blue to blue. Yep. red, green to green, and red, yellow to yellow. And if they weren't next to each other, you'd have to do your adjacent edge swap or your opposite edge swaps. Okay, simple as that. You know how to do that. That's what I've been showing you for the longest time now. But if you don't, go ahead and watch the videos in season 5, and that will catch you up. Okay, so let's go ahead and place this corner, this one, and this one. So let's see if any of them are correct. Let's see. Well, that's yellow, so I know that that's not correct, so that's wrong. This one's white. It's red, but this one's green in there, so that's not correct because this is the red, white, and blue side, right? So incorrect. How about on this side? Well, that's blue, and blue belongs there, but that's white and that's yellow, so that's not going to work. So that's wrong, and this one is correct. Okay, so we have red to red, green to green, and yellow to yellow, and it's actually orientated correctly. Okay, it doesn't matter if it wasn't, or because it would still be correct, but it just happens to be orientated correctly in this case. So that's great. So we'll hold that to our right. Okay, so we're going to keep it right here, and we're going to do the corner shuffling algorithm, and then I'll shuffle this piece, this one, and this one. And obviously, if you didn't have any of them correct, well, then just do the corner shuffling algorithm like I'm going to show you right now until you get one. Then keep it to your right, and let's then do it again. Okay, so this time it's well, your standard corner shuffling algorithm. You should already know this, but we'll go over it again. U, R, U, I, L, I, U, R, I, U, I, L. Okay, and let's see, is this correct? Red to red, yes. White to white, yes. And green to green, yes. So this piece is correct. This one didn't change. This one shuffled. That one shuffled correctly. And it's just not orientated correctly. No big deal. How about these two on this side? Red to red, blue to blue, and white to white. So that's correct. So if this piece, and this piece are correct, then that one has to be correct. But just to prove it to you, red to red, yellow to yellow, and blue to blue. Okay, cool. So all these pieces are correct. Let's go ahead and start. You can either start here or here, because this one's the one that's correct, right? So we wouldn't want to. I mean, you could, but why do that? You'd start right here. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky, just because everything's hidden. So you really want to keep a good eye on this one, and we're going to rotate this until this yellow is matched up with these yellows. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our RIDIRD algorithm. Okay, it's right here. Let's do it again. RIDIRD. Okay, see how it's matched up? Yellow to yellow, and obviously that yellow right there. All right, so this one's good, this one's good. Let's turn the top. We'll bring this one in position. We're rotating this one into position, and we want to keep a close eye on this one. We're going to rotate it until it matches, this blue matches these blues. RIDIRD, RIDIRD. Okay, so these blues match. Let's rotate the top. We're going to rotate this one in position until this white matches these whites. Okay, RIDIRD, RIDIRD. Okay, cool. So let's just make sure that everything is cool here. This is the yellow side. Let's make sure you have all these are yellow. Okay, they are. make sure that these are all blue right here. Okay, so these are all blue. I'm talking this layer and this layer. Let's make sure that these are all green. They are. And this side, and this side are all correct, and the back side has to be correct too. Okay, and you just want to do that as a precaution. Just turn the top back into place where you're matching blue. So you have the entire framework is blue here. It's all yellow here. It's all green here, and it's all, well, you can't really see it so well because it's all covered up by the extremity, but white there. But what I was saying was, you want to make sure that those are correct before you start moving the cube around too much and you lose your sense of orientation. Because once you've lost your sense of orientation, then you get overwhelmed and you start feeling like, you have to start all over again. So it's just a cheap little insurance policy for you. Okay, so let's move on to, that was step 1, step 2, step 3. Let's move on to step number 4.